Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Thursday, September 13th, 2018. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the Search for Truth rules given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And if we're not basing our actions on our soul plans, we are not living by those rules.
That's true.
We remind the souls who are taking it upon themselves to take up residence in these lives that these lives have the soul plan of the 1,000,000, exactly 1,000,000 souls on planet Earth Ground Zero were given the Christ Presence soul contract, but without the title and without the resources, as part of an experiment of somehow getting this project unstuck and getting presences to live their soul plans rather than living with oppositional defiant disorder with regard to the soul plan. And so the soul plan is the Christ Presence soul plan, which is to create worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions, and to do that no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. So that is what these two lives are working on, and
That's
we're
true.
actually working on it with focus, conscious awareness, intention, discipline, following a pattern, a protocol that's channeled in from wiser minds above. And so there's no excuse for the souls to not also participate in that. The excuses are taken away. I'm sorry,
true.
friends. So if you don't want to live to the soul plan of creating worlds that work in all dimensions for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions, and to do that no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do, then this isn't your right place. It just isn't. And we invite you to go anyplace else. What now? To create worlds that work in all dimensions. Somebody's saying you've got to get the guardian angels doing their jobs. Okay, what now? To help guardian angels do their jobs. We used to say help well-intentioned guardian angels do their jobs.
That's true.
Because we notice some guardian angels don't even have good intentions, and so what's the point of wasting our time, energy, focus, grace, etc., working with guardian angels who don't have good intentions? Let's focus on the ones that do have good intentions. And then we watched guardian angels using that as an excuse. They would say, well, I don't have to do my job because I don't have good intentions.
Yes, that's true.
So now, which is okay. Now we're back to what now to help guardian angels do their jobs. What now? While we're waiting for an answer, we can pump up dead children and their environments from the depths, from as deep in the suffering realms as we can get. This is the one idea that's been put on the table that seems to stand the test of time.
That's true.
Something we can do to be helpful interdimensionally while also being of service as an experiment station, a place of data collection for the higher dimensions.
Well, that's true.
It seems to be an intersection of interest. Let's reestablish some upward flow by pumping up dead children and their environments from the depths, because without upward flow there's no stability whatsoever. We're just tumbled in the astrals with no point of reference, without a point of reference. They're talking about Mullah Nasruddin.
Yes,
Mullah
they are.
Nasruddin is a Sufi sage and fool, is how he's often described, and he's someone who does things that, if you look at it from one angle, seem stupid, and if you look at it from another angle, seem wise. He's often using life to make a point, and there's a story about Mullah Nasruddin looking for and the updated version is a contact lens, and he's looking for this contact lens, a small, difficult to locate object.
That's true.
Next to I think it's something like a street light, and somebody comes to help him find it, and now they're all on hands and knees looking around for the contact lens, and after a while somebody says, "Mullah, are you sure that you lost the contact lens here?" And Mullah said, "No, I lost it inside." And the people kind of sit back and say, "Well, then why are we looking for it out here?" And Mullah Nasruddin says, "Because the light is better out here."
That's true.
Friends, we have the sense that you're looking for something here because the light is better here.
That's
but
true.
It isn't here because you didn't lose it here. You lost it someplace else, and it doesn't make sense to be looking for it here. It isn't here. It's wherever you left it.
That's true.
For whom is the message? And why do you ask? Well, that's very clearing.
Very clearing.
Miss the message. Why do you ask? There's so many people upstairs in less dense arenas that are looking for something here, and it isn't here. We don't have it, friends.
That's true.
What we have here is a lot of data that says that the planetary consciousness for this dimension, ground zero, planet Earth, is dead. The king is dead, and now we need a new planetary consciousness. Long live the king, the new king. We need a new planetary consciousness for our planet. And in our healing practices, we work with this phenomenon of soul loss.
That's true.
And what works best so far is to grow a new soul from the cells. And we've been through this so many times. This planet needs a new soul, and we beseech you, we pray that you choose the most advanced soul and dial that presence up to become the planetary consciousness. And if you don't want to use Thich Nhat Hanh, that's okay, but use somebody who there's some kind of justification that that presence is the most advanced soul.
Do you hear a response?
I don't hear any response.
No, I don't either.
But it is clearing and quieting. The hubbub is down.
That's true.
What now to create worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside those dimensions? What now to help guardian angels do their jobs? What now to reestablish upward flow? What now to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions? Any of those we're on board for. What now for any of those? While we're waiting for an answer, I hear no answer.
No, it's just super quiet.
Super quiet. While we're waiting for an answer, we'll just pump up from the depths. And they're still talking about the Beaghmore Stone Circles.
That's what they're talking about. Like they're shouting it in from outside the building.
Yes, the Beaghmore Stone Circles, we should look up the details, and we're sorry we haven't. But they're in Ireland. It's just literally a circle of stones on the ground. And it's really, really old, thousands of years old. And it has stood the test of time. They're still there, this circle of stones. Simple things last. That might be one guess of a message, and another guess of a message that's related to this host life's experiences with regard to the Beaghmore Stone Circles are addictions ruin lives.
That's true.
Those are the only two messages we've been able to get with regard to the Beaghmore Stone Circles. Those are our best guesses of what you're getting at. So the answer to the question is addictions ruin lives and simple things last. For whom is the message, and why do you ask?
They're not yelling about the Beaghmore Stone Circles anymore.
No, they're not. And the little soul, one of the little souls who often say, I know, is raising the hand with regard to the addiction aspect of the message and saying that the best guess, he has best guessed with regard to what the addiction is addiction to fantasy.
That's true.
Addictions to fantasy ruin lives. For whom is the message, and why do you ask? We'll just keep pumping up from wherever Pan is working below, way down in that tunnel that looks like an armadillo tunnel, but almost straight up and down.
That's true.
But you can see the little armadillo handprints that run along it, and presumably they made the tunnel.
That's true.
So it's a nature realms tunnel, and he's working to clear dead children from even deeper, much smaller realms, just coming right up through that tunnel. Until somebody has a better idea, we are working to provide clear space to the heroes in the depths.
That's true.
Who are, if anybody deserves clear space, it's Pan. He keeps working, as he has for at least 2 years, maybe
That's true.
longer. Just keeps working to make a difference, even as the nature realms comes apart around him. And good for him. Friends, what is it you want? What do you want? There's no point in us sitting here with the camera on when you're not answering questions.
That's true. They're not talking about the stone circles anymore. They seem to have dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped it. We know there's a big hurricane that is heading for the Carolina coast, presumably already having an impact on the Carolina coast.
That's true. That just opened up a new hole upstairs.
Yes. We're grateful that it seems to be impacting white people rather than the poor people in the Caribbean.
That's
hit
true.
The people with money, hit the United States of America. Please hit us. Don't hit the poor people in the Caribbean. Leave them alone.
That's true.
It's appropriate that the ones who cause the problem pay the price. And definitely the United States is leading the parade of destruction, creating the problem. So it's appropriate that the United States get hit with the big storms.
That's true.
Please hit us. And we're not saying hit those people in the Carolinas. What we actually think would be perfect is to hit the decision makers in Washington, D.C., and we're okay if you run the eye of the hurricane right through our kitchen,
That's
as
true.
long as you also hit the decision makers in Washington, D.C. We're not
That's
saying
true.
hit them, don't hit us. We're saying you've got to hit them, and we're willing to pay the price also if that's what it takes for you to hit them.
That's true.
But you need to hit them hard and repeatedly, because they don't seem to be able to extrapolate from other people's suffering. They seem to want to have to experience it personally.
That's true.
And meanwhile, the planet is dying by our hands. For whom is the message, and why do you ask? Friends, until the planet has a soul, this is all just spitting in the wind.
That's true.
You really need to solve this issue of naming a new planetary consciousness.
They don't want to do that.
I know you don't. I understand. But it really does have to happen. It's what happens next. The king is dead. Long live the king. Or queen. You need a new planetary consciousness, and to give that soul the title and the resources.
That's true.
The resources in this dimension's resources
That's
for
true.
that presence. Right now the Roman Catholic Church has the big pot of money. Just get them to do the work of breathing for the planet and actually putting up a concerted effort to stop the destruction of the planet.
Oh, that's true.
That would be fine. It's fine with us. You could name the Pope as the new planetary consciousness, but you
That's
just
true.
need to get him to do the job. And he feels like he has his hands full trying to get priests to not rape children.
That's true.
And we also think that priests should not be raping children, so we're not saying it's A-OK for priests to rape children. We think that's wrong.
That's true.
But somebody has to also address the planetary issues. For whom is the message, and why do you ask?